If my 5 NHL picks this week on YouTube do not generate a positive record, I will give one of you $100. That's the way it's going to be for the rest of the season, by the way. So, as always, I will post a hockey pick from Monday to Friday, and if those plays yield a 2-3 record, or a 1-4 record, or an 0-5 record, then I will pick one of you and send him or her $100. As simple as that. I'm Professor MJ, University Statistics teacher, currently in Curaçao. Later in this video, I will present my best NHL bet for today, Tuesday, February 21st. But first, let me explain how I'm going to determine the winner of the $100 prize in case my picks fail to produce a profit during the week. Every day, I will choose a featured game, and your job will be to predict the exact score of that game. You have one chance every day to get a perfect prediction. You cannot make multiple tries in the same day, or I'll have to disqualify you, unfortunately. For example, for today, I invite you to make your pick about the Toronto Maple Leafs versus Buffalo Sabres showdown. For example, you might try Toronto by a 4-1 score. At the end of the week, if my 5 picks have led to a negative record, then I will select randomly one person who got the correct team and score for one of the featured games of the week, and this person will pocket $100. How does that brand new NHL prediction challenge sound to you? Now stay tuned for my favorite hockey wager for today. My top pick in the National Hockey League for Tuesday, February 21st goes to a pretty big underdog. I'm taking the Buffalo Sabres at plus 145 odds in American format, or 2.45 in decimal, hosting the Toronto Maple Leafs. This pick is backed by the big upset betting system that I developed a few years ago. Here's how it goes. Suppose a team was the victim of a big upset in its last game, then bet against them in their following contest, provided that the team you are backing has a money line that is not worse than minus 150 in American format. For the purpose of this betting strategy, a big upset is defined as a team winning the game despite its money line being at least plus 170 in American format. That being said, let's verify that it applies here. Toronto's previous match was in Chicago, a game in which the Blackhawks won despite their money line being plus 260. That's clearly a big upset. Then, according to the rules, we must be fading the Leafs in their next game, which occurs tonight in Buffalo, where the Sabres' money line is far from being worse than minus 150 in American format. I also like the fact that Toronto has struggled when playing in Buffalo. In the last 56 meetings between these two teams at KeyBank Center, the Leafs hold a disappointing 16-38 record. It's also good to note that Toronto will be playing a third game in 4 nights, whereas the Sabres will be well rested. Yesterday's free hockey pick was a winner since I took over 1.5 goals in the first period of the Senators versus Bruins matchup. A big thank you to Claude Giroux, who scored with 30 seconds left to save the day for us. That means we already have a 1-0 record this week with the free plays. And just for your information, all 3 of my betting picks were winners yesterday. In fact, since last Wednesday, my picks have generated an astounding 18-5 record across all sports. Now, go ahead and predict the Toronto versus Buffalo game. Which team will win and by what score? Who knows, that might get you $100 by the end of the week. Post your picks below in the comments. I don't accept entries via email. I'm Professor MJ, Bye bye, my friend.